There's a version of you that still exists somewhere, smaller, quieter, still trying to figure out why they weren't enough, still waiting to be told that they were doing okay, still hoping someone would notice, still carrying things they were far too young to carry. And here's the thing, that version of you never really went away. They just got quieter and they're still listening. A lot of what we struggle with as adults, the self doubt, the need for approval, the fear of abandonment, isn't really an adult problem. It's a childhood wound that never got treated. It's the kid who was told to toughen up when they needed comfort, the one who learned that love came with conditions, the one who decided early on that they had to be good enough to deserve a place in the room. And they grew up, got older, got quieter about it. But the wound didn't grow up. It didn't grow up with them. So what happens when you go back? Not to relive it, but to finally say that nobody said then. Inner child work sounds very clinical. It sounds like something you do in therapy with a stranger, but it's simpler than that. It's just finally saying the things that were never said. It wasn't your fault. You were doing the best you could with what you had. You deserved more than you got. And it's okay to say that, and it feels, even if it feels disloyal, even if it makes you cry, especially if it makes you cry. Because here's what happens when you finally grieve what you didn't get. You stop trying to you stop trying to get it from places that can never give it to you. When the wound never gets acknowledged, you spend your whole adult life unconsciously trying to hide it. You chase validation from people who remind you of the ones who withheld it. You stay in situations longer than you should because leaving feels like proving you were never worth staying for. You work twice as hard as everyone else and you still feel like you're behind. You don't always know why. You just know there's this quiet ache, this quiet persistent feeling that that something is missing, that something is the conversation that never happened, the words that never were said, the comfort that never came. And you've been waiting for someone else to give it to you. But what if you're the only one who can? I want you to think about that version of you, not with judgment, not with embarrassment, just with the kindness you'd give to a child, because because that's what they were, a child doing their best in a world did always make it that didn't always make it feel safe. And I want you to tell them you made it, not perfectly, not without scars, but you made it. And everything you became, the resilience, the sensitivity, the depth was forged in the hardest of conditions. That's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to be in awe of. Because because the child who survives all of that, it became you and you're still here. You can't go back and change what happened, but you can change the relationship you have with it. You can stop carrying the silence that was never yours to carry. You can start speaking to yourself the way someone should have spoken to you then, gently, patiently, without conditions. Not because it raises what happens, not not because it erases what happens, but because you deserve that voice now, even if you didn't get it then. You spent years waiting for someone to say that you were enough. I think part of the healing is learning to say it to yourself.